So how's it going, guys? I want to thank my friend John, Explicit John, over on Twitter for bringing this to my attention with his post. This reboot of the Fairly Odd Parents, sort of like a reboot, sort of like a sequel of sorts. And I watched this and I was horrified. Now, this is not one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows. Nickelodeon has a very close part of my heart, I have to say. Like, seriously, like Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life. It goes without saying that some of the greatest cartoons of all time have appeared on that network. And I'm not a big fan of SpongeBob at all. I mean, I do respect the show. I mean, the memes that have come out of it. I've sympathized with Squidward. Like, that's actually who my favorite character on that show is, because of all the shit he has to put up with that that giggling goofball SpongeBob. I mean, but anyway, the Fairly Odd Parents was a very creative show, a very successful show for Nickelodeon. Definitely after the 90s era, this undoubtedly to me was like the best that Nickelodeon had to offer. This was very, very well done. A spectacular looking show. I liked the art style. Like, it wasn't like the most detailed show, but I liked what they were going for. It was very playful. It's not like now where, you know, the animation is just totally just unattractive and unappealing. There was like a certain abstract nature to it, but wasn't so abstract that it sucked, to put it, you know, in the most basic terms possible. So I watched this trailer on Twitter, and it was a minute long, and then I went over to YouTube. I was like, is there a longer version of this trailer? Because I feel like torturing myself a bit more. No, but I knew at this point I was going to do a reaction video, so I said I better get the full story here. So I've already watched this. But, you know, let's go through this trailer here, and I'm going to show you exactly just how terrible this looks. And just, it really is disturbingly bad. And we'll have a look for yourself. So here's the thing, and you're already seeing Timmy Turner, who makes his appearance here, whoever that guy is playing him. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, you can quite clearly see why YouTube removed the dislikes. Because they're getting ratioed to hell and back, and then back again. Now, I've obviously, if you're not aware, you might be asking, well, how did I get this to come up again? You could easily get this, and I'm using Google Chrome. It's my preferred browser, just like a lot of other people. But you can get this extension even if you use Firefox and everything. So, oh, I haven't even graded it yet. So let's go ahead and click that dislike there. Yeah, so this, let's take a look and see why it's so bad.
Cosmo, I wish we could show our new trailer.
So, I mean, the animation looks more robust. I mean, that...
Not that trailer. Hey, I knew that.
I mean, that part of it.
Trouble meeting new people.
It's just my new wife Rachel and her son Roy, who you've never met before.
Roy, new sister, let's go.
I want you to meet the two best things that's ever...
Okay, I don't know why there was like a twig in her hair. Is that like supposed to be a joke, or is that like a style? And look, this is supposed to be like Timmy. You could see that he's like off at college, so this is like many years in the future.
happened to me.
Ta-da! What are those?
We're your fairy godparents.
What? Let's go?
Yeah, so you can kind of see the acting is going to be pretty damn bad. Now, one of the best things about the show is just how good the voice acting was. And, you know, you even had people like Jay Leno even on the fucking show who played these, you know, the superhero with the big chin on there. His name is escaping me at the moment, but you know, you just saw that many people were taking notice of just how fun and creative and, you know, how cool the show was and how many kids and, you know, even like teenagers like me at the time, you know, who were in like junior high and high school were really enjoying this show. And, you know, everyone wanted to be a part of it. Different voice actors in the industry as well.
We can wish for whatever we want.
Guava juice, birthday cake, large fries, chocolate shake.
I wish my bedroom were better.
So, I mean, okay, so that is the, you know, that's the theme song right there, what he was basically saying. Timmy says that in the intro, so that's a little callback. So, look, you could see, you know, we've got the, well, this is not onomatopoeia, but you get the idea. There's some animation mixed in. I like the idea of doing Space Jam, you know, like the live action Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I've always liked that style.
Oh my god, this is amazing! I love it so much! What could possibly go wrong?
Now, I have to talk about that line, guys. What could possibly go wrong? If anyone is like maybe around my age or, you know, even, you know, older, of course, you might remember a little video game called Bubsy. Well, there was a character on the cartoon. There was like only one episode of it. They were going to adapt the game to a full-fledged animated series. And there is, yeah, no, it was actually Bubsy who said it. That was like his catchphrase on it. What could possibly go wrong? And there he is saying it. And we know that like Bubsy, the cartoon, was like ill-fated. So is it kind of like an omen of sorts? Maybe.
I wish that my dad would stop ballroom dancing all the time. I wish.
What kind of wish is that? Like, you know, remember when the wishes were actually like part of the plot?
That everything I touch turns to gold.
That's not gonna go well at all.
Oh my god!
I mean, you know, like, I'll say, like, something like that, okay, that's interesting, like, her turning into gold. You can see, like, they are trying to come up with ideas, but you also see, it's like cringe factor 9. Without a doubt.
Booyah!
I have fairy godparents now. I want the life I thought I was getting. I wish I were taller.
Got it.
So, also, I want to give you a background, because I just remembered I didn't mention it. So, as you can see, that girl is supposed to be the cousin of Timmy Turner. This is also supposed to take place in Dimsdale. And, you know, the thing is, you know, let's just get on. It's just so...
Not what I was hoping for.
One quick montage coming up.
Cosmo, Wanda, get back here!
Jurgen Von Strangle makes us tour all of his bathrooms every time. Sorry, kids, gotta poop. The new series, The Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder. Stream with your family March 31st.
I wish I had solid gold pants. These are amazeball.
Okay, so let me just say something, guys. That kid actor right there, the boy, I'm getting more like cringe vibes from the boy, like who's supposed to be the stepbrother. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know how anyone could like take that. Like, you know, they're trying to make him like the edgy, like hip kid, and you know, I don't know if kids of today are going to resonate with that, you know, the TikTokers, because you got to remember, that is like who you now have to like pitch a show to. And I don't really think, you know, shows like this are really going to speak to the youth anymore, because like they've moved on, you know, they're on YouTube, you know, they're the Roblox generation, you know, they're the Five Nights at Freddy's generation. I have younger cousins, and like, you know, I see what they post online. There's nothing about this shit. Like, honestly, it's all like just YouTube and like stuff. Like I said, it's like, you know, they're trying to take these old properties and they can't leave well enough alone. They have to drag them through the mud. They have to take the properties and basically take everything out of them, wring them out like a fucking paper towel, and, you know, just derive them of anything that made them special in the first place, pretty much. And that's what we're getting here. This, you can just see the interaction with the kids, the wishes that they're making. You could see the generic sort of humor we have. Now, you know, of course, it sounds like the performances from the Fairly Odd Parents themselves are going to be good, you know, but we kind of expect that. It is the same voice actors, so it is nice that we did get them back. But dear Lord, like, I mean, you see this, like, how many times are we really going to rely on the past? Look, we don't have any new ideas. I get it. You know, the same people who were at Nickelodeon, they're not there anymore. And, well, some of them are, apparently, like, when it comes to the Rugrats reboot. You've got some of the same people. But you can see, if you watch the history on those shows on various YouTube channels like I have, you'll realize that there was always people trying to, you know, make those shows cringy. And, you know, we saw the downfall of, like, the later seasons of the Rugrats. We saw it time and time again. There were always people ready to take these shows and suck them dry. Like, you know, Doug, when it moved over and became a Disney property. I mean, you can see how soulless these properties become when they're not being treated by the people who actually genuinely love them. They're just here to make a quick buck. They want to stream this. They want people to watch this shit, consume it, and, like, not really put any effort into it being good. They know it's a popular property. They know that it's a franchise that resonates with people, that has good memories attached to it. But they don't care about ruining those good memories. They don't care about trouncing upon those memories. It's like the same thing with the rise of the TMNT. You know, like, obviously that was a show made by people that don't like the Ninja Turtles. Those are people that just, you know, they wanted to get their own sort of groove on it, and it ended up just being a cringe fest. And obviously you could see with the toy sales and the ratings of that show and the eventual cancellation that people were not having it. I'm sorry, but you just can't put shit out there. And I mean, you know, and if you think that I'm off base, oh, you haven't seen the show yet, Brad. Well, take a look at the fucking dislikes right there. You're going to have tons of people, every single person that majority of people, you know, that like the Fairly Odd Parents as an animated series, hit the dislike there with genuine, detestable hatred for this trailer, because they realize it's not something that's a labor of love. It's a cheap cash-in, and that's all that it is, basically. And yeah, I think that this is soulless, just as any other reboot that has come out. I mean, you know, maybe give or take one or two over the, you know, how many years they've been doing this sort of thing in Hollywood. I mean, this is really how it's gone. Reboot, reboot, reboot. Sometimes you'll get a sequel like 20 years later down the line, and it never works out. No one has any fresh ideas, or, you know, people are afraid to explore with new concepts like they did back in the day. You can't be telling me that just in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s, that's when they had the best ideas, and now, oh, we're just all plumb out of them. There's no way that could possibly be. Somewhere, some way, locked away in those people's minds, there must be some kind of creativity. Maybe those people are just not on these projects, or maybe the people that have the good ideas are shunned from the meetings, or you're not hired by the you know, by the production companies. It's got to be something like that, because it can't be that they just went for so long making quality shows and franchise, and now, you know, now it's going to be basically pimped out and just you know, disfigured into something that's completely unrecognizable from the original source material. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to make similar videos on here on YouTube about this. I just wanted to get that out there and voice my displeasure. But because, you know, keep in mind that this is not even far from my favorite show from Nickelodeon, but it is a show that I did like, and I did spend a fair amount of time watching it as a teenager. So Yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Do you think this trailer is as cringy as I thought that it was? Or do you think that this is something that deserves attention in the future when it is eventually released? And guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bells to get auto notifications when I post all my new videos. I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. And thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.